We are taking a break from our normal programming to enjoy the holidays. But in the meantime, Speculative Sandbox presents the 12 Days of Tropes, a limited series of micro-episodes that briefly touch on some well-known or maybe not so well-known tropes. Each episode is a secret until you open it, just like a present. And who knows, maybe you'll see one of these tropes fully analyzed with a guest in the future. And if you're writing this holiday season, consider exploring or inverting what you hear. So I gotta tell you, I thought quicksand would play a much larger role in my life by now. It was everywhere in the movies. In jungles, deserts, swamps. In Princess Bride, Buttercup and the dread pirate Roberts must navigate snow sand as they make their way through the fire swamps. In the 1999 movie The Mummy, a captain dies a noble death before sinking beneath the Sahara in his biplane. And in my personal favorite, Xena Warrior Princess, our raven-haired hero lets her arch-nemesis Callisto sink into the muck. In the latest Dune movie, a sandworm vibrates the ground to liquefy it. And of course, the never-ending story where Artax the horse sinks to his death in the swamp of sadness. Maybe that's why I'm not very fond of the slime my kids bring home from summer camp. Quicksand basically promises a torturous death by suffocation and or drowning, and the main agony comes from realizing the character's inevitable doom, unless, of course, they find a way to pull themselves out. So what is quicksand? According to our knowledgeable internet deity Wikipedia, quicksand consists of fine granular materials such as sand, silt, or clay, and water. It forms in saturated loose sand when the sand is suddenly agitated. When water in the sand cannot escape, it creates a liquefied soil that loses strength and cannot support weight. This sediment may appear solid until you step on it. Quicksand can be found along marshy coasts such as Florida and the Carolinas, as well as inside the canyons of Arizona, Utah, and New Mexico. So book your travel tickets. What happens if you get stuck? Well, it seems not much, at least not compared to the movies. Quicksand isn't as deep as portrayed in movies, and if you move slowly, you can likely get yourself out. But if you thrash around too much, you'll get stuck, and I really don't need another Artax situation, so don't get any funny ideas. So I guess in reality, quicksand is not nearly as common as I thought, although it certainly lived rent-free in my head in elementary school, where I played a version of the floor is lava on the playground, except it was quicksand. And now we can watch our movies with a little less anxiety, knowing a trope can be just a trope. Speculative Sandbox is a volunteer-run podcast that relies on the collaboration of fellow creators like you. Join the conversation and participate in fun polls and questionnaires on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Interested in being in a future episode? Our DMs are open, or you can email speculativesandbox@gmail.com.